return from London trip. Federal government describes Twitter's decision to open its African office in Ghana and not in Nigeria as a result of unpatriotism. Nature's Renaissance International Limited Team J Blessed Uyo set to hold Health and Business Summit tomorrow. On the foreign scene, Chicago police release graphic footage of officer shooting dead 13-year-old boy in dark alley. In sports, Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa formally signed short-term deal with four-time NPFL champions Kano Pillars. Details coming up shortly. United Kingdom. The 78-year-old Nigerian leader spoke with the press when he arrived in the country via the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. When asked what Nigerians should expect from his administration, Buhari said continuity, but did not, however, specify any area. On the appointment of the new acting Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Al-Khali Baba, the president said the government has high expectations from him, just as he expressed hope in the new service chief's performance. In course of the interview, the president also declined disclosing the content of his meeting with the newly appointed EFCC chairman, Abdul Rashid Bawa.
Continuity. He knows his job. He has been in it for a long time. He went through all the training. He has the necessary experience. So we have high expectations from him. I can't tell you what I tell EFC chairman. Next question. Oh yes, they have been in the system all the way. They know what is wrong. They know what is right. And I think they are doing their best. I hope their best will be good enough for Nigeria.
Buhari's two-week medical vacation in London had generated controversy in the country. Critics and members of the main opposition People's Democratic Party, among others, voiced their concerns over the president's frequent trips to the United Kingdom. Meanwhile, the vice president, Professor Yemio Sibanjo, has called on world leaders to take into account the principle of fairness, which he advocates must be applied to leaders in addressing challenges in health, the economy, and other issues. This was at a virtual forum organized by an American university. The vice president notes that in building a fair world that takes into account the interest of the poor, it is imperative that leaders must be fair to all. He also called on some multilateral agencies planning to defund gas projects to review their position, noting that it is worrisome and should be dropped.
Especially those of us in the developing countries that are gas-producing countries, is that we think that it may be unfair to defund gas projects, as is suggested by already, as a matter of fact, some of the multilateral institutions are defunding gas projects because they think that this would accelerate the progress towards zero emissions. But we think that a fair transition from fossil fuels to cleaner fuels, or for that matter, to non-fossil fuel based energy would involve allowing gas projects, especially in countries such as ours, in a phased process, that will lead eventually to only renewable energy.
Away from that, the federal government has approved the activation of new SIM card registration with mandatory national identity number NIN linking starting from April 19 this year. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the Technical Assistant Information Technology to the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Femi Adeluyi. According to him, in line with the Nigerian Communications Act 2003, Section 23, subsection A, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Pentami, coordinated and led the development of a revised national digital identity policy for SIM card registration in collaboration with all stakeholders. He noted that the key aspects of the draft policy were presented to the stakeholders at the fourth review meeting of the Ministerial Task Force on the NIN SIM registration, which held in February, adding that Pentami also presented the revised policy to President Muhammadu Buhari on March 26, and the final amendments were completed last Wednesday with further improvements and endorsements endorsed by the president. He stressed that the policy includes guidelines on new SIM acquisition and activation, SIM replacement, new SIM activation for corporates, and Internet of Things, machine-to-machine, amongst others. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed has said that a successful fight against drug trafficking and other related drug dealings will in no small way help in reducing funding for insurgency. Mohammed stated this when he granted audience to the chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA, General Buba Marowa, in Abuja.
It is common knowledge that drug money can be used and is being used to finance insurgency and terrorism. A successful fight against drug trafficking will therefore help to deny or reduce funding for terrorism and insurgency.
The minister assured the NDLEA chairman of support as regards awareness creation in the fight against drug-related offences. Meanwhile, Mohammed described Twitter's decision to open its African office in Ghana and not in Nigeria as a lesson Nigerians must learn to understand that promoting negativity about one's country always comes with a price. He spoke during interactions with newsmen in Abuja, saying nations that attract goodwill are usually due to the citizens' patriotism.
This is what you get when you demarket your own country. The pastime of most Nigerians, especially the media, is to find fault with their own country. Most times exaggerating the challenges the country is facing. And at no time was this better seen as during the NSAS protest, where Nigerian journalists, both traditional and new media, were trying to outdo themselves in painting Nigeria as a hell where nobody should live, where they all conspired to vilify not just the government, even the people of Nigeria.
According to him, criticism is fine, but should be properly managed.
And I thank God that the last U.S. report has vindicated the government that no single life, that there's no corroboration of any evidence that anybody was killed at the Lekki toll gate, as opposed to what the majority of the media are championing. I think this will teach all of us a lesson that you have no country but Nigeria. We are not saying that you should not criticize this country, but be fair.
Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemi-San, has stressed the need to put a strict system in place to attract only the best hands into the civil service. Dr. Yemi-San said this while delivering a virtual lecture on public service reform program implementation in Nigeria to participants of Senior Executive Course number 43 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru JAS. She noted that the practice in the past where the civil service was seen as a welfare institution to recruit all manner of people to mitigate the unemployment crisis is unwholesome. While noting that Nigeria has since independence in 1960 been carrying out various reforms to achieve national development, Yemi-San maintained that any reform worth implementing should first be subjected to purpose-wide consultation, commitment, and sustainability. Despite various reform programs initiated in the past, she reeled out factors responsible for the failure of past reforms to include poor funding and inadequate provision in ministries, departments, and agencies to fund implementation of reforms, amongst others. Dr. Yemi-San said the new reform program in the service, the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2017 to 2020, were derived from the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan and consistent with the Sustainable Development Goals as it addressed economic, social, and environmental sustainability issue. Back here, Nature's Renaissance International Limited (NRI) Team J Blessed Uyo, authorized distributors of NRI's health products at number 37 Akpanetuk Street, Uyo, is set to hold a health and business summit on its health products and services on Saturday, 17th April 2021 by 11 a.m. at Bright Future College, Osangama Road off Ederapan Avenue, 4 lanes, Uyo. In a release made available to Planet News, Nature's Renaissance International Limited (NRI) Team J. Blessed Uyo noted that the summit is for both healthy and unhealthy persons, government or self-employed, unemployed, students, fresh graduates, or retirees who would like to be self-supporting. According to the release, the summit is tagged Good Health and Abundant Wealth, where it invites interested persons to attend the NRI Summit holding at Bright Future College, Osangama Road off Edadakman Avenue, 4 Lanes, Uyo, this Saturday, 17th of April 2021 by 11 a.m., where NRI experts will hold lectures and expose on varying practical health and well-being methodologies, as well as applicable income-stabilizing ventures, which are all the brainchild of Nature's Renaissance International Limited. It further noted that at the summit, participants will be afforded first-hand opportunity to interact with experts on areas of NRI's initiative that best suit them. The release thus invited interested persons to attend the NRI's Health and Business Summit holding at Bright Future College, Osangama Road, this Saturday, 17th of April 2021 by 11 a.m. or 0806 970 7588. Participants are also informed that there will be strict adherence to COVID-19 guidelines at the NRI Business Summit. You are listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from the foreign sports and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
Hit music. Brand new hits. New music. Trending and still banging.
Can't get enough of it.
On Planet 101.1 FM, Uyo.
Thanks for staying with us. And now on to the foreign scene, where Chicago police have released graphic footage of an officer shooting dead a 13-year-old boy in a dark alley. Body cam video shows the policeman shouting, "Drop it," before shooting Adam Toledo once in the chest on 29th March. The boy does not appear to be holding a weapon in the split second he is shot, but police video shows a handgun near the spot where he falls. Small protests were held on Thursday evening around Chicago, hours after the city's mayor appealed for calm. In sports, Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has formally signed a short-term deal with four-time Nigeria Professional Football League champions Kano Pillars. Musa penned the contract at the club's secretariat in Kano. Shortly after signing the contractual agreement form, the 2013 AFCON winner said he is back at the club to contribute his own quota up to the end of the 2020-2021 NPFL season. The former Leicester City winger has been without a club since leaving Saudi Arabia professional league outfit Al-Shabaab in October. Still in sports, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is reportedly facing a 3-year ban for investing in a motor-based betting company. A report in Sweden says that the 39-year-old's career could be brought to a premature end as a result of the ban. Ibrahimovic is said to own 10% of Betard, a gambling company with offices in Malta, through his business Unknown AB. Both FIFA and UEFA do not let players have financial interests in gambling companies. FIFA's ethical rules say that anyone who violates them faces a fine and a ban from all football activities for a maximum of 3 years. And on the entertainment scene, 2 former retail workers have accused singer Usher of shoplifting. Stylist Brian Jimenez took to Twitter to narrate how Usher allegedly worked into the store he used to work and left with a $2,000 jacket without paying. The allegation comes after a stripper accused Usher of passing fake Usher bucks at the Las Vegas strip club where she works. It has been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, Uyo. But before we go, a quick recap of the major stories. President Muhammad Buhari has told Nigerians to expect continuity from his government after he returned from a medical trip to London, the United Kingdom. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed has described Twitter's decision to open its African office in Ghana and not in Nigeria as a lesson Nigerians must learn to understand that promoting negativity about one's country always come with a price. Nature's Renaissance International Limited (NRI) Team J Blessed Uyo, authorized distributors of NRI's health products at number 37 Akpanetuk Street, Uyo, is set to hold a health and business summit on its health products and services on Saturday, 17th April 2021 by 11 a.m. at Bright Future College, Osangama Road off Edarapan Avenue, 4 lanes, Uyo. On the foreign scene, we told you that Chicago police have released graphic footage of an officer shooting dead a 13-year-old boy in a dark alley. And in sports, reported that Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has formally signed a short-term deal with four-time Nigeria Professional Football League champions Kano Pillars. For comments and coverage of newsworthy events, do call our newsroom on 0812 770 2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. Also like our Facebook page at Planet101FM, Uyo. The news was edited by Jane Uwa. As we end the news, always remember that success is not final and failure is not fatal. Rather, it is the courage to continue that counts. My name is Xavier Robert, wishing you a terrific afternoon.